y'all see this dude over here, right? He worked here, bro. And he worked here, right? He just came up here to get his check, right? He been in the job for 2 hours, bro. And they talk about somebody just robbed the building like 30 minutes ago. He been in this building for 2 hours. They talk about he fit a description. Man, this is terrible. Because he walked out, look at him. Y'all don't see he on the damn ground. Bro, just lay down. Lay down. Just lay down. Just lay down. Just lay down. Lay down. Bro. Like I just said, it's a stay, don't move. Do not move. Stay like that. Yeah, please do. Please do. Stay right there.
So what you're seeing there is a group of officers. This is in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which were responding to a call about a robbery at a McDonald's that saw a black man who happened to be there and decided that's our guy. And they weren't going to let something like the employees of the store telling them he works here, he didn't do it. They're not going to let that stop them. And so like for like an hour, they were hounding this guy at gunpoint, arresting him. He was made to stay in jail overnight. Again, they were told that this is not the guy who did it, but he had to stay in jail overnight. He was charged with misdemeanor and felonies. So, JR, what are you gonna do?
Well, why let bad policing get in the way of you trying to harass and assault and arrest someone wrongfully? Why? Who cares, right? And number two, so someone robbed a McDonald's. So the logic, the process behind their logical thinking, these police officers, is that the folks who got robbed were robbed by this guy, called them. I'm not sure who called. Well, let's see if I assume this is the process here. Called the police because they got robbed. Police show up and they go, "That's our guy." The people who got robbed said no, because we're afraid of who just robbed us. We want to protect him at the same. Where does the logic go from that?
Yep.
You have to believe that just because these are other black folks that are inside the McDonald's, that they're looking to protect the potential robbery suspect who they just called the police on.
Yep.
If they're gonna protect the robbery suspect, why would they call the police? And then tell them, no, that's not your guy.
It's the managers of the place that was robbed. And let's play a fun little trivia game. So we set up a hypothetical. All these cops have gone there. They're told it's not him. They're like, whatever, we're gonna arrest him. So who are they not arresting? I'll give you a few seconds. The person who actually did it. Because that person now has like an hour where they can go and do whatever they want. Because the cops have decided this guy that definitely didn't do it is our person. And the thing is, so look, it makes no sense. It is absolutely horrendous policing and all that. But we're not surprised by that. We're not shocked by that at all. What I think about is like the people, like his coworkers that are taking the video. And I don't know exactly what was going through their minds, but I imagine what was going through a lot of their minds is, I could be filming him being shot at any second. Because just because he's on his knees, surrounded by cops, just because there's no rational reason for them to be scared at all, just because he lays down does not mean that they're not gonna shoot him in any second. And so I imagine, like, think about how traumatized not only Isaiah, the individual in the video, it's been identified by his mother, must be, the family must be, but everyone that had to witness that, because you've been trained to believe the person I'm watching could be shot at any second. I could be shot at any second because there is no standards whatsoever for cops anymore.
Yeah, if they're willing to do that, if they're willing to go ahead and arrest someone that they are seeing, everyone's telling that's not the guy, why would they care about anything else? Why would they care about any other process that has to do with the legal process for getting the potential criminal, right? Why would they care about it? So yeah, of course people are afraid. Yeah, as they're filming it, they're telling them to lay down on the ground still, even though that's the next demeaning thing that they're telling this guy to do. And when he's trying to show them, hey, there's no gun, there's no weapons, any of that stuff. Because I got worried as soon as he grabbed his shirt to show them that. I was like, I don't know if they asked him to do that, but that's a move that you probably don't want to do because they're gonna go, oh, he's reaching for the gun. Here's our excuse to finally do what we've been wanting to do.
But you have no idea. Like, if it was happening to me, and obviously it wouldn't for all the reasons that we know, thanks to what police and race in America. What can you do? What can, like, there's seemingly nothing you can do that they aren't trained to interpret as this person is about to murder me with their bare hands from 30 feet away. They all think that, everything, no matter how submissive you act, they're terrified that they're about to die.
Yeah, this is the problem that they have.
A crowd of people with guns all pointed at him, and they're scared they're all about to be murdered.
Previous to this, you can always do these types of things because broad society backs them up, because general society is afraid of black folks too. So if police do this to a random black person, they know there's not gonna be enough support for pushback. If you do this to some rich Ivy League white kid who's got like generational wealth, they know there's problems coming down the pike, so they make sure they don't mess that up. As society changes their opinions about the way they want policing to handle these things, the more police get like, well, wait a second, you guys are supposed to support our random acts of violence on random people that we deem criminals. That's changing, they don't like it.
100%. And credit to Ali, the activist on TikTok, for sharing the video so that people know of this. Because otherwise, I mean, like, again, as always, if you didn't have the video, God knows what the cop version of this would be in the press release.
100%.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.